All right, a beautiful morning to you, wherever you are watching your darling station, OGTV, the People's Tell. It's another interesting edition of your darling program, Sport Executive. My name is Sanusi Lateef, and this morning we are going to be turning attention to another interesting game. There's so many games that you can talk about when you talk about the world of sport. So this morning we're turning attention to the game of Scrabble, and I have somebody that is ever capable to talk about the game of Scrabble, even at the global stage, not only at the grassroots stage. So from grassroots to the global stage, is actually capable of talking about the game of Scrabble. I'm talking about the president of African Scrabble Association, who also doubles as the chairman of this Ogun State Scrabble Association, Mr. Adekoyejo Adebeson. That's my guest in the studio this morning. So we're going to be talking about the game of Scrabble from the grassroots level up on till the global level. Mr. Adekoyejo, good morning to you.
Thank you very much for having me on the program once again.
Yeah, you're welcome. So let's set the ball rolling, and let's start from the very basis, starting from the grassroots level, talking about nurturing talents, scouting for talents, and developing talents for the game of Scrabble, particularly from the Gateway State, Ogun State, where you also double as the chairman of the Scrabble Association. So let's talk about the journey so far. You've been on the saddle for quite a number, I can say few number of years, but it's not few. Let me say quite a number of years.
2022,
So let's talk about the journey so far. How has it been discovering and nurturing talent for Ogun State?
Thank you very much for having me. It's been a good journey. It's the first time I would ever be in such a position. Would be when I took on the Ogun State job in 2022 August, and we've developed talents that have gone on to become African champions. The current African champion plays for our state, is the best player in our state, discovered here as well. So it's been very, very...
Can you kindly share his name with our viewers?
Oluwatimileyin Doko. He's the current African champion, 24-year-old, so you can see how young we are going. We have the best players in Nigeria right here in the state. We also, by the way, have the current African youth champion, under 19 champion, is also from this state. Will also be playing for our state at the National Sports Festival. So we've gone as low as the grassroots, as into the schools, to ensure that we get the best talents, nurture these talents, and just be there with them and just make them excel at what they do. It's been an exciting journey, and it's one we're happy with.
Yeah, you've just told us, it's kind of, you're telling us that Ogun State is not a state of champions when you talk about the game of Scrabble, because you're talking about the champion at the youth level on the continent, the champion at any level, the best in Africa, are telling us that these are players that are from Ogun State. So, why also talking about that, you spoke about the fact that you go to schools and all of that. So beyond these school programs, can you actually break it down for us? Some of these programs that your leadership has, you've actually fashioned out in terms of this grassroots development and scouting for talents. Maybe you can break it down for us, some of these programs.
Yeah, and this is just narrowing it down to Ogun State now, right? We have our players who are the best in the game. We call them the masters level players. We have them heavily involved in this Catch Them Young program, where they go into the schools, whether it is in Abeokuta or is in Ilaro or in Ijebu. We go into the universities as well to get, the program, by virtue of the fact that I'm the president of the sports on the continent of Africa, we're able to have access to the training materials that we need, to be able to push this through to success, which we've done. So we use a lot of our players. It's also a means of generating income for them, a means to have work to do, going into these schools, going into the grassroots, and developing the best Scrabble players there are.
All right, before we get to the national level and the global stage, let me, wrap this up as regards the state level. Okay, before we leave the state level, we'll still talk about the National Sport Festival anyway. But before the National Sport Festival, let me talk about this. If I'm a young kid out there, watching this program, or I'm a parent that have kids at home, and I'm watching this program, and I feel like I want my kids to be involved in the game of Scrabble, or maybe I'm a kid, like I mentioned earlier, and I have interest in being part of this game of Scrabble. What do I need to do? And I'm resident in Ogun State. Where do I need to go? Who do I need to talk to? What step do I need to take to actually achieve that dream of a kid wanting to be a Scrabble player, or a parent wanting my kid or my kids to be a Scrabble player?
Yeah, that's a very good question, because that's how we engage and bring in people. So in Abeokuta, it's the stadium in Ijeja, the Ijeja Stadium. That's where we have our Scrabble room. We have players there from Monday to Sundays, from morning till night. You'll see people playing there. We also have someone employed there who welcomes people, even if there are no players, calls players or calls the secretary, and we register those who want to play and set up training guides, training timelines with them. So that's Ijeja, that's Abeokuta.
All right.
At the Dekbodena Stadium, we also have a room there where we also train the kids and all of that. And it's just the coaches, the state coaches are the ones who pretty much man the place. We have, in our arsenal, we have 4 coaches now. All right. In the state. We're still working on the Ogun West part, Ilaro and all of that. We will seek approval to have a playing hall there, where we will also have stationed there someone working for the Ogun State Scrabble Association, taking in applications, and then we would fashion our programs as well to meet the needs of those who come through the door.
All right, so let's take it from the state level and linking it up with the national level. So let's talk about the National Sport Festival. Ogun State is hosting, even though on the continent you are the boss, but at the state level too, you call the shots as the chairman of the state association. So let's talk about the preparation of Team Ogun. What has been the preparation like? What is the association doing to ensure that there are a number of medals that we can be assured of in Ogun State from the National Sport Festival coming from Scrabble?
Yeah, that's a good question. We're preparing, obviously. We're getting ready. This week, from the 11th to the 17th, we're going to be in Edo State, Benin, for the Nigerian Scrabble Festival. Last year, we hosted it in Ogun State in Ijebu-Ode. Right. So it's moved to Edo State now. It's going to be held in Benin, and it's from Thursday. And we're taking with us the state team, and also a few clubs from the Gateway Club, Scrabble Club, is going to be...
so we do have Scrabble
we have Scrabble clubs in the We have Gateway, we have Abeokuta Scrabble Club. Wow. In Gateway Scrabble Club, we have the current African champion. We also have the immediate past African champion. These are all players from Gateway Scrabble Club. So, and they're going to be playing at the festival as well. So we're going, to Benin, and it's part of our warm-up, right? We're going into close camping, as we've been told by the Commissioner for Sports Development. We're going into close camping shortly, probably in a couple of days. But we're going to go to Benin first. We're going to do our business there, own our skills a bit. Hopefully, we'll win everything that is there. to be won, and then we'll come back to close camping, and it will be serious business ahead of the festival. We're prepared. We're currently the best state. We're the mecca of Scrabble in Nigeria.
So are you promising the people and the residents of the state medals at the National Post?
We will win medals. We will win medals. We will do very well.
Silver?
We're not even talking silver here. We're talking gold. We will win medals.
You're so confident?
Yeah, we will win medals. Like I said to you,
you said we're not talking about silver. We're talking gold.
We're talking gold. Yeah.
You're so confident that will happen.
Oh, definitely.
Other states are not sleeping too.
Oh yeah. We're definitely. Look, we have our ducks lined in a row. When it comes to Scrabble, we lead and others follow. We're the mecca of Scrabble. This is where everybody comes to now.
We can take it to the bank.
You can take it to the bank. We're going to win
I will remind you at the festival.
I will be the one to come to you to remind you.
All right, let's move on. Talking about the national level, we just spoke about Ogun State having Scrabble clubs. So, as the president of African Scrabble Association, definitely you know about the national level. If you can rule out the continent. So, let me just ask you, what's Scrabble like in Nigeria? What do we have? What are the programs that we have for Scrabble in Nigeria? Do we have leagues apart from the National Scrabble Festival that you mentioned? What are other programs that we have at the national level for Scrabble?
Yeah, and good question. Scrabble is one of the most active sports in Nigeria at the moment, and that's why it's categorized alongside boxing. There's football, and then there's boxing and the other. So Scrabble is up there as well, and that's why every national sports festival we're a sport, right? It is very busy. Every weekend there's tournaments all around the country. As I speak to you now, Scrabble is being played at the Niger Delta games in Uyo. In Uyo at the moment. So all the oil producing states are playing. Scrabble is also being played. They're finishing today actually, the Scrabble tournament there. So we've come to the point where in Nigeria we're just at top there. There's football and there's the Scrabble and there's
some other sports
and the other sports. So we're that big. Internationally, of course, I'm not sure you know that since 2015, Nigeria has been the best Scrabble playing nation in the world. And I'm talking in the world, yes. I'm talking of beating countries like United States, Australia, United Kingdom. I mean, we took English from them, right? But we're the best Scrabble playing nation in the world. Yeah, in the world. In the top 50, you will have about 30 or so Nigerians.
Okay, now let's, all these things that you're talking about, it's exciting, interesting, and fascinating. Now, as the president of African Scrabble Association, how do you think, where do people have access to all of this? Is there a website? What are you doing to actually make people see this beauty that, Scrabble has actually brought to our nation? Because if you are telling us that we are the best Scrabble playing nation, people want to check it out, people want to verify, they want to see the ranking of our players, they want to see the tournament. So where do people get all of this information?
So there's the World Scrabble body called WESPA, that's World English Speaking Players Association. Scrabble Players Association, sorry. WESPA has a website where you would see all the ratings of the countries, the players and all of that. Even at the African level, we also have our website as well, panafricanscrabble.com. The ratings are there.
Can you repeat that again?
Panafricanscrabble.com. Okay. That's the website for the African Scrabble body. WESPA, WESPA Scrabble. If you just type that on Google, it will take you to the world body. And you can see the ratings of the Nigerians and, and every other person around. You can see how we fit into the picture. It is by performance that we are the best Scrabble playing nation in the world. It is not by anything else. We've always bossed the world when it comes to Scrabble. Okay,
so that we can actually properly manage our time, let's talk about the global level. Let's talk about the continent of Africa. I know presently, I think it's it's not about thinking that I know on top of my head. Off my head, it's just two of you Nigerians that are, heading continental bodies, yourself at Scrabble level, then we have Waid Enitoshodi at the level of table tennis. Now, how did you get to this, because people can actually drink from your cup of wisdom. How did you get to this level of becoming the president of African Scrabble Association? Is it that you know how to play the politics? Is it that, your job actually spoke for you? Is it that you actually belong to the right side of, the different, what have you? How did you get to this position?
Yeah, it was the Ogun State job. What I did here in Ogun State is what spoke for me. Like I said to you, that Ogun State job in 2022, August was the first time I ever held such a position, and from what they saw that I'd done in Ogun State, it was easy. I contested against the incumbent president, and he only got the vote from his country. I got every other vote. So it just speaks to how much we've done here, we've achieved here locally. It's this job that in Ogun State that has propelled me to aspire to be, and I was. And later this year, my vice chairman, Lukman Owolabi, is also aspiring to become the chairman of the World Scrabble body. Oh, wow. So the head of the World Scrabble body. Wow. And I don't see anything stopping him from becoming that. I think by November, someone from Ogun State will be the numero uno in Scrabble in the world.
In the world. And we're talking about a span of 3 years, 2022, this is 2025. So in such a short spell, you are up there ruling the continental body. Now, and I'm aware that you are actually serving your second term. Is it a 2-year term?
Yeah, it is a 2-year term. So I got elected in 2022 in Lusaka.
So you got your second time 2024?
I got, last year in Kigali, yes.
So you are going to be ending your tenure in 2024?
In 2026.
I mean 2026 rather than in 2026.
Yes, in October 2026.
So what you said the Ogun State job actually gave you that first time that you actually ruled. Yeah. What do you think actually gave you the second time?
I think it's getting Scrabble into the African Games. We were one of 29 sports that got into the 13th All-African Games in Ghana. And to think Scrabble would be one of an African game sports is something, of immense pride. So getting at that level, Africa's Olympics, it was a no-brainer that a second term was going to be on the cards here.
And that's going to be your final term?
It will be my final term, but I will still be in the background trying to help the grassroots, Scrabble in the grassroots, push it everywhere across, spread the word as much as we possibly can.
All right, as we are gradually counting down, winding down on the program, let's talk about what the journey has taught you, the experience you've been able to garner over time. I just spoke about just two of you. Leading an African sport body, tennis and Scrabble. What has the journey taught you as a Nigerian? What can you tell people, viewers that are watching now? What have you learned? Sport administration, administration in Nigeria will complain a lot that things are not being done properly. So in all of this, just share your experience and your lesson and your word of advice to other sport administrators in Nigeria.
Yeah, I think what I've just learned, is that we need more administrators from Nigeria to contest into these positions on the continent. It always feels like an empty room for me when I'm in the meetings of sports association heads in Africa, and most people in the room are not Africans. You hardly see Nigerians, you hardly see
West Africa.
West Africa. For a long time, I was just on my own, the only Nigerian until table tennis joined. So it will be good to see as many so that we can start to be part of the decision-making process at that level. I also see it as a way of giving feedback to the Sports Commission here in Nigeria, what we do there and what they also need to do to get as many more people there. It's also taught me to stay humble, listen to everyone, listen to every side, be as diplomatic as I can, and look, we're making progress and we're happy with that.
The other part of the question, your advice to sport administrators, because a lot of times, there are a lot of criticism as regards our sport administrators. They don't, do things the right way. Right things are not done. Remember the embarrassment of the last Olympic Games. Somebody was not registered. Somebody has to borrow a bike. A lot of explanations have to be made, and all of those things. So, what's your advice to sport administrators in Nigeria?
Yeah, I think it's to the people that elect them themselves. You have to elect round pegs in round holes, right? Someone who loves the game. I play the game. I play the game at master's level. I still played the game. I still played at a tournament last weekend in Kampala, Uganda. The weekend before, I played at the Kenyan Masters.
I know you were in Ghana too.
I was in Ghana only to inspect the facility. I was in Ghana on Tuesday to inspect the facilities of the World Championship. We brought the World Championship to Africa, to Ghana. That will be in November. So I just went to inspect the facilities. I only stayed I didn't even spend the night.
Okay, so I just caught in at that time. You are making a point that people should actually try to do the right things and all of that. So I think that's the point you were making, that they should actually know the kind of people that they were electing. That you play the game even at master's level. That was where you were before I actually caught in.
And so when you play the game, you actually want to grow the game. You have the interest of the game at heart. So because I play the game, I want to grow the game. So I put everything into it. We'll seek sponsorship, and everything. We sponsor our players, even through universities. Only yesterday night, I had a parent call me, and they were looking for their kid. they call, this is one of our players, by the way, who was in Uyo just enjoying the NDDC games. So I had to reach out to the kids. So we have that kind of relationship, that kind of rapport with the parents. We're interested in what the players are doing. We nurture these kids. We don't just come and get them, play for Ogun State and you go. No, we nurture them. We are concerned about schools, about what they're doing, everything. We just make sure that we're part of their life, and that way they can always give their best. So, yeah, it's an interesting time to be a player in Ogun State and to also be a Scrabble player on the continent of Africa.
On a final note, I think it would be unfair if I don't talk about this because you mentioned it, that you know what you went to do in Ghana to actually inspect facilities for World Championship that you know your leadership. You've been able to bring to Africa. Can you talk more about this World Championship? You said it's coming up in November. Yes. And what is the place of Nigeria as regards this World Championship?
Yeah, so the World Championship is going to be happening from November 12th to 16th in Accra, Ghana. Like you said, the leadership of Panasa was very involved in bringing the tournament to Africa, so we're expecting the United States, United Kingdom, all over the world to be there. Nigeria has 14 slots, one of the countries that has the highest slots. Because we also have a former world champion, we have another automatic slot for the former world champion. Not as many countries have as much slots as we are. Like I said to you earlier, we boss Scrabble in the world, and rightly so, and that's why we have that much slot.
All right, the President, African Scrabble Association, thank you so much. Also the Chairman of Ogun State Scrabble Association, Mr. Adekoyejo Adebesa. Thank you so much, for being my guest on the program, Sports Executive. I wish you the very best of luck.
Thank you.
And I wish you and your team, the state team, and the club that is going from the state, to the National Scrabble Festival. I wish you all safe journey.
Thank you very much.
Thank you once again. And that's going to be the size of the program this lovely morning, Tuesday morning. Of course, the program is Sports Executive. It returns at same time, at same station, next week, Tuesday. My name is Sanusi Lateef. Enjoy the rest of your morning, and bye for now.